Today is 26th November. So we'll continue our Crud operation, and that is very important project because all other projects will be dependent on this one. So before starting this, let's talk about the function. So for example, if I have a function called as x, just take the x, and I return some value. For example, I take the value, here I take some value, and then I return that whatever value I pass, I want to return value plus 2. So let's run this function. So I run the function, and now I call this function with the value of y. So I'm getting 7. Now I want to convert this function to ES6 version, that is the arrow function, and then I'll do that like this. For example, I can take var y equal to, I will use the arrow function like this, and then here I can say what happened. Okay, so I take the new function y, but I'm using the arrow function. Here I can take the value again, and I will return value plus 2. So this is another function, and I can pass y here, and I'm getting 7. So to convert this function to arrow function, I created a variable. I started the round bracket with the arrow, and then I started the curly bracket. Since this is only the one line, I can modify this function to as follows: var z equal to all, and then I can put arrow function, and instead of curly bracket, only say this val plus 2. Or I can give the round bracket, and I can give like this. So if I pass z of y, it will be 7. So either if I use this curly bracket, then I have to return the value. If I don't pass the return part, then I am not returning anything, and this will be just in the air. So value plus 2 will be air. I won't be able to see 7. Either I create the curly bracket and return the value, or if I don't want to create the curly bracket, I can use the round bracket, or without round bracket also, I can directly return the value. Here I don't need to say return part here. So I can also say var a equal to value, and I can say value plus 2 without even round bracket also. I can pass like this. Here I don't have to say return. I have to say return only when I have the curly bracket here. Then only we need return. But if we don't use the curly bracket, we can directly return the value here. Since I have only one value passing here, I can also write this as follows: var b equal to value without round bracket, and I can say value plus 2. So this and this also are same. But if I have two variables to pass, for example, c equal to, if I have two x and y, then I have to put the round bracket here. If I have to put only one value, I can pass this way or this way. Either way is fine. So yesterday, one student was getting error, and that error was due to like this. I'll show you what error he was getting. So in the routes, if you see, I have this arrow function here. If you see this arrow function, I don't have any return statement here and not the curly bracket here. That means this function is returning this import. But if I use the curly bracket here, which is fine, I can use it. But then import is not returned and I will get error. So then in this case, I have to use the return statement. So it will work. So maybe someone was copying my code, but he forgot to put the return, or he added a curly bracket, which I don't have it, and he did not put the return part. And that's the reason it will break. See, you are getting the red one because we are not returning anything. If we are not returning, the return part is null or undefined for this case, and it will not work. So either if you use curly bracket, you have to use the return. But if you are not using curly bracket, you can directly return without the curly bracket like this. Okay, so this was the thing which I noticed yesterday. Okay, let's go with our project. So we'll go with this and let's see what we're doing. So this was the project which we started, and I can add something. For example, I'll add today another location. Maybe I can say Delhi city. So this is a new record I added. This one I added 2 days back. This one I added 6 days back. 6 days, 7 days ago. I added these 3 things. So we are done with the showing the record. We are done with the pagination. We have to do now search box today. And the search box will be of 2. One is the location. When I put the location, so all the records will be based on this location. How far this record or this business is from this location. So let's do this one. So this location is fine, but we have to take this into consideration while displaying this one. So let's do this one. So as you see, currently I have latitude and longitude as null, but it should come from the location, this location box. Right now when I change this location, it definitely changes the form values. So if I do the form value, okay, so I can now see the form value. Let me check it. So we have the form value. Right now location is null, keyword is also null. So these 2 fields will be there in the search box. So if I put the location, for example, I'll put San Francisco, you will see location part is here, this one. We have latitude and longitude. I have to take this latitude and longitude, and based on this latitude longitude, I have to correct this. What you call this one? I have to fix the results. So let's do that. So for that, I will create also one button because when you change the location, I don't want to search immediately until you click the search button. So let me add one button. I'll add button, and I'll call this variant equal to primary, type equal to button, and on click I will write something here. And in the on click, I just want to do, for example, what is the form values. So I'll check what is the form value, because everything when we change in the location box, we have data inside the form values. So when I click the button, I have to see what is the form value, and based on the form value, I will do something. And what I'll do, I'll show you. Right now I'm just doing console.log. Let's check this button now. Button is not defined, so we have to call this button from the React Bootstrap. So this is the React Bootstrap. I can add button also. Okay, so let's add something here. For example, I'll add Honeywell, and now when I click the search button, you will see I'm getting the form value here. So I'm not concerned with all this part right now. In this search part, I'm only concerned with the latitude, longitude, because I have to show this location, this record based on this latitude and longitude. How far this is from this latitude, longitude. How far this is from this latitude and longitude. So that's the idea. So what I will do, I will create, so this form value, initial data and form value is only for the search box, only to update the search box, this search box, this one location, and keyword will also come soon. I will add keyword also in a bit, but I need few variables, separate variables, state variable, which I will update, and based on that update I will change the result. So for example, I need location and set location. This is only when I click the submit button, and this form value is only when we change the value inside that search box, location box and keyword box, then only I will take use of the form value. But when I click submit, I will not consider this part. I will consider only this part in searching, in the showing the results. What I mean, you will see in a bit. I'll say use state, and initially the location will be, for example, null. Okay, and then I will create another variable also for the keyword. So initially it will be, this one will be also null, or I can put empty one, it's fine. Both are fine. Okay, let's take this location. So whenever user clicks the search button, this part, I will change the set location to form values dot location. So I'll take the location part from the form value and update the set location. So that's it. That is what I want to do. and here I will check location also. Okay, so I'm checking the location, and this location will only come when I click the search button. But this form value will come whenever we change the value in the text box and not on the submission. Let's check this one. So now what I'll do, I'll change the location to San Francisco. So when I click the San Francisco location, is still null. Okay, and this form value is updated with the location. Data is coming default by the default. Whatever data is in the table, it's coming like that. Now, as soon as I click the search, you will see this location is updated with the location. From the form values, I take the location and put it inside this location. Okay, so we have the location now. Now I will take this location and display the result based on this location. So what I will do now, okay, one second, I will do. So I will, okay, so this latitude and longitude, I will update this latitude and longitude with the location which I got now. I got this location, and based on this location, I will update this latitude and longitude. So I will say, if location is there at this location, if this location is there, if this location is there and location dot latitude, that is, if location is there and location dot latitude is there, then put it inside the latitude. Similarly here I will say, if location is there and location dot longitude is there, then put it inside this longitude, and based on this latitude longitude I will update this one, and based on this latitude longitude I have to update inside this one also, inside the use effect. So to update in the use effect, I will pass this latitude also here inside the use effect, and also pass the longitude inside the use effect. And here by default I will say latitude and longitude. So this latitude longitude is coming as a parameter here in the use effect, and which is created here. Okay, so that is what I did the change. So when user will search location, he will get this latitude longitude here, and which is also passed here, and this latitude longitude is passed in this part, and user's location will be created. And once user location is created, we will query with the user's location, and this is the miles, how much miles it is. So it should work perfectly well unless there is some error. Let's see how it works now. Now since location is null, that means this latitude longitude is null. That means we are not inside this one, and we are not, and here also we don't get anything. These are null. We don't go inside this, and we are not inside this if case. and so we are sorting based on the created date. So you will see everything is sorting based on the created date. But as soon as I put this start city, when I click search button, this location will be updated with the latitude longitude. And once location will be updated with latitude longitude, this latitude and longitude will be having some value. And we will have this part also. And we will be having this part also. And we will go inside this one. And so everything will be sorted based on the user's location. So let's click this one. So as soon as I click this one, you will see I get this location here, and the results are also updated. With this Foster city, I get this South San Francisco 2 days back, 10 miles away. Next is this one, 14 miles. Next is this one, 15 miles. Next is this one, 17 miles, 22 miles, 23 miles. So I get all the results, and if you see Mumbai, which is 8,400 miles away. Since I have given the maximum distance as 10,000, so I am able to see this area also. And I can see this one also. So based on the location, I can see the results. So for example, if I put Mumbai, then everything will be based on Mumbai. So Mumbai will be the nearest one. Next is the London, then San Francisco, then Delhi City, then South San Francisco, then Pleasanton, then Mountain View, then this one. So all are based on Mumbai then. So we added this location, and based on the location, we are displaying the results. Now, let's add the keyword also, so that when user type something, we can also search based on the keyword. So let's do that one also. So for that, I need to put input button, input box, text box, and let's do that. So like I call this one widget, I will also call input. We have already the input form also, and I'll call inside the widget we have input. Here I will say input, and I will give the parameter. So for first parameter will be name. So name will be, so let's name it as a keyword. Title will be keyword. Value will be, initial value will be form value dot keyword, and placeholder will be search keyword, something like that. And when user will change it, I will call the handle change. So handle change will call some function. So we have the handle change with name. We'll call this same one. And I will bind it. Let me see what exactly this handle change does in the input one, because I want to see which I am doing correctly. Or I'll take this one, project 2. This has input 1. Let's take from here. So we have the e.target name, and we get the value here, e.target value. So we have to use this one function for the input box. Okay, let's use this one because for input box, so I'll just use handle change. I'll create another function, handle change, which check the e, and based on the e.target name, I get the value. So let's take this one, handle change. I'll not use bind here. I'll use the handle change one. And here I have to set form values, which is correct. Set form value is correct, and name is keyword is correct. So when it will come here handle change, name will be the keyword, and it will update with the value. Okay, so let's check this one. I'll also check what is in the keyword. So as soon as I click the submit button, I am setting the location. I will also set the keyword here with form values dot keyword. So what I did, I created the input box with the name of the keyword, which I already have in the form value keyword. And whenever I change, keyword will be updated. But when I click submit button, this set keyword will be called and keyword will be updated, and set location will also be updated when I click the submit button. Okay, so this is how we build the input box. Now let's see if keyword is showing correctly. So once I put the location, for example, I'll put Fremont. So I can see location. I can see the form value is updated with the location. That keyword is still empty. These two are empty because these two will be updated when I click the submit button. Let's put something keyword. So for example, some content, like just I'm putting. So as soon as I put some content, you will see form value is updated with the keyword some content. But this keyword is still empty because this will be updated when I click the submit button, that is the search button. As soon as I click search button, location is updated and the keyword is updated. This results is taken based on the location, but we have not used the keyword yet to search based on the keyword. Now I will also integrate this keyword part for the search result, so that if user is searching something, he should get exactly what he wants to see. So let's fix that one. Okay, 1 second. I'll do that one. Okay, let me do that also. Okay, let's try to integrate the keyword now. So we have already put latitude and longitude. If I want to use the keyword also, I have to pass this keyword here in the React use effect. So this is the React use effect, and I have to pass that keyword also. Okay, so we have 3 things passed in this one. And now I will take use of this keyword to display the result. And how to take use of that keyword? Here, in the console.log, I will just pass the parameter which I am getting, what is latitude, longitude, and keyword, so that I know what things are passed. So once I change the latitude and keyword will pass inside the use effect as soon as I change it. And here, once the query is started, I will say if keyword is there, if I pass keyword. So if user don't search this keyword, I will not use it. But when user will put the keyword, I have to use that one. So I will say query. Now I can also say dot equal to, and then I can give the field name. What is the field name? You have to see what is the field name which we created. Let's take the field name. Field name is content. So I can also say it's content. Okay. So I can say equal to. So I can say content is the keyword field name, and what is the value? Keyword. So let's use the simple one, and then we'll make little more complicated this line. So whenever user will put keyword, and I will check with the content, if content matches with the keyword, it will take the result, otherwise it will not take the result. But if you see, let's see the content. What is the content inside the content? If you see content is pretty much HTML tag. So no one will put like this, so I should match with this one. So this equal to will fail in this case because nobody will put exactly like this so that I can search it. Since this is the HTML part, and I don't expect user will put this is fifth content. User will only put fifth, or user will put something content, or user will put something meaningful. And if I put equal to, it will match exactly what user has put with the content. So this will fail. I'll say this will fail. But if I would have something like, something strict, let's say if I want to check with the object ID. Okay, so if I put something string like this, then it will pass. I can match with the object ID. I can say equal to, if I say object ID, if I want to check this one, okay, I cannot edit. Let me take here. Let me take from the data. So for example, if I take exactly this ID and I'm checking with the object ID, then this will pass, because equal to wants it, whatever you put should exactly match with the field name. But this will fail against the content, because content is having the HTML tag and lot of things are there, and user will not put everything which is inside the content. So we will not use equal to, which will fail. So instead of that, there is another thing in the pass server that is called query dot matches, and I can put the field name. So what is the field name I'm checking? Content. And what is the dynamic value coming? It's the keyword. And in the last, we have to give whether it's a case sensitive or not. So if I put I, so it's an insensitive. So if in the database it is capital and user has passed small, then also it will match. So I have to pass this I flag. So this one will match exactly with the it will match means whatever user will put, it will check whether it is there inside this content or not. So we will test it now. So for example, I'll search Newark, and now if I search only Newark, we are not passing keyword, so I see total 8 records. All records are appearing. But let's say I want this fourth one. I will put fourth in the search and I click search. So you will get only the fourth one and not others, because now it is taking whatever is in content, it will take whatever user has searched, it will match inside this one. I can also say 4. 4 is also inside this one. So then also it is coming. Let's say if I put TH, only TH. So we are getting 6 of them having the TH because here is TH, TH. Let's take the first. And then we are getting the first post. So with these two, we can build something, anything which we want. So if we want to build something kind of Amazon.com, let's say if I go computer parts, so they have something like this one. You know, one part on the left side, this is price under this, and so they have a lot of fields on the left side. So if we have something like that, then we have to build multiple equal to query dot equal to. I can build many, say I can say brand, for example, brand, what a brand I want to choose. I can pass I can do different things. Right now I'm just putting one value, but we can have many different criteria which we will see later on. And I can add one more, equal to price of 25. So minimum and maximum also can be set with different this is equal to, then there is a less than, greater than, things are there which you will see when we will build something like we have on the left side. So based on this criteria, we can update the results. Right now we don't have this one, but in future we'll take this parameter and we can build our own search one criteria. So this one is only the simple 2-field criteria to understand how the things work. But when we build with Amazon or other website, we can build a complex search box also, and we can have multiple query also. So we are done with this search box. So search box is working fine. Pagination is working fine. And what else is remaining? Let me check. Okay. Okay, so let's change, let's do some more things in this one. I don't need this console.log now. I don't need this console.log also. Try to remove the console.log once you are done with the testing. And again, whenever you are stuck, then you can do it. Let's see now. Okay, there's only one console.log, that is this one. Okay, so I'm getting this as a null, null, and null empty. So if I change the location, for example, Fremont, and I search this one as 4th, and I click the search one. So once I click search one, I get one of this in the effect, use effect, that is fine. I am going fine. So this one is also working fine. I'll remove this part also. So no console.log is there now. Okay, so we are done with this one. So any question on this part? Okay, let me see what is the question. If I have sale and it contains number, whenever I keep adding more number to the sale. So I'm not sure what you are asking. More numbers, which number you are talking? I don't know. More numbers to sale. What is the number here? I don't understand what you are saying. So if you want to speak, you can I have one input field. Then, okay, so you have one input field. I really don't understand your question. So you have to speak or explain me clearly what you want to ask. What is mean by first sale? Can you explain me? Can you speak and explain me what you want to do? So you are saying 20 here, 20 here. You want to add 20, 20?
Yes, sir.
So you want to add 20, let's say here, and 20 here. So for example, if we get, so that, that you have to do before, if, if you have some number here or some variable here, okay, and this one has another variable, and this one is another same variable but the different value. So for example, we have, so for example, we have age, example age, this one having age 18, this one having 20, this one having 32. You have to add all these ages, right?
Sir.
And where you want to display? In the bottom?
Yes, I want it to display at the bottom.
So that, for that, what you have to do? You have to, once you get this data, the record, I am just updating the record with the data, and then I am looping this data here. I am looping this here. So if you want to do calculation on each result, you have to do it here. So once I get the record, so record will be, let me show you what is the records. So you have to do calculation here and then update this set data with that calculation. So I'll show you one example. So I'm getting this records. So it has 3 results in the results part. And let me see if I can add something. Yeah. Okay, so just we'll add. So what you have to do? You have to loop it here. Okay, if records dot results, if we get results inside the record, or we can say if record and record. If I get record, this is the check to see if records are coming. Then I can create a variable. For example, let x equal to 1, and then I will loop through the record by going like this. Dot for each. Okay, and here I am getting record. So each record will be appearing here. So I can say x is x, and I can say record is record to see what is coming with each record. This is the total records we are seeing. This is each one which we are displaying. So you will see x is 1, and I see the record. This is the first record, this is the second record, this is the third record. So for example, I can say x equal to x plus 1. Okay, so and let's do this one. So at each time I am doing x equal to x plus 1. Okay, so we got x equal to x plus 1, and I will put this x equal to x plus 1 at the end to see what is the final value of x. So you will see x is now 4 because I'm updating each time 1. So we went through each one. So if it was age, there was age, I could have taken record.get age also, and then I would have added it, but still there is no age. I will just put 1 in each case, and I got x equal to final value. Now it's up to you. You can create another state variable to keep this value of x, or you can also set records.x equal to x. Okay. So we updated record.x equal to x, and then I will check here what is data coming here. So if I see the data, I have the value of x also, which comes from these results, and then I can display this x anywhere in the page. So to get this looping, you have to do it here only when I get it. And then you have to save it as a separate variable, or you can update with the record also, whatever you want. Okay, so depend on what you want, you can do that. Got it? So you have to loop here, and you have to get the result here, and then save it as a separate variable or update here in this one only. And then you can use it anywhere you want. So that one was about this one. Any other question on this one? So we have completed the add part, we have completed this display part, we have completed the pagination, we have completed the search part. Now the things remaining in this is, and one of the thing I'll do one today and rest we'll do tomorrow. So in actions, we should be able to edit it. We should be able to see the detail page. We should be able to delete it. So these three things are pending, which we will do tomorrow. So I should be able to edit this record. I should be able to see the detail page. Right now we have only one field, right? See, we have one field, only this one. But when we work with other form, we may have 100 field, we may have 50 field. To see all the 50 field, we cannot see it here. So we should have a detail page where I can see all the detail of that record, and I should be able to see the delete. So for example, in Amazon, computer parts. Okay, so we see this is the record. So here I don't see the whole detail of this product. I see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 fields. But when I click this, I will see a whole lot. We have the description, we have images, different images, we have related products. So we have a lot more things coming on the page. So this is called the detail page. So we should have detail page also. And since this is not created by me, or I don't have rights, I cannot delete it. I cannot edit it. This edit and delete can only be done by the creator who has created this product. So I cannot create or edit it. And also I should see only the my post, which is created by me. Right now I am seeing the post of all the users. So I should also be able to see the post of a post which is created by me only. So these few things are remaining to complete this project. But one thing which we'll do today is, I don't know if I complete it today, I can complete it, but I'll start and we'll finish it tomorrow. So right now if I click edit one, so this is my edit part. Let me add something. For example, I'll add in the, okay, let's add it here. So as soon as I click submit, so Dublin is created here. I created Dublin here, but here it is not updated because that is already loaded, and this I created now, so it got the fresh data. But when I refresh it, I will get the Dublin also here. So how to do without refreshing? Because if I am building something called as chat application, so for example, if I am building the chat application, user 1 will send message to user 2, and the user 2 should get that message immediately. He should not refresh the page. So he should get the live data. Whatever user 1 is sending to user 2 should get live data. This is not required in all the cases, but when you are building the chat application, you want it. But if you are building something like Amazon, you don't care. Let's say if new product was added also, if it doesn't come here, it doesn't matter. I can search again, refresh it, and the new product will, I can see it. So in Amazon, it is not useful. If new data is also there, it will come in the next search or when you refresh the page. But when you are building the chat application, if one person is sending the message, user 2 should immediately get it without refreshing the page. So that is called the live queries. So we will also see how to do the live query here in this one. So as soon as I will add it, it should come here immediately. Okay, it should not, I should not refresh the page. And that is what we will integrate it now. We'll start now, but we will not complete it now. So I'll show you the document for that. So if you see these live queries are based on this concept. It has come after the release of 2.3 version, and before that this live query was not there. So we have to create a subscription, and based on the subscription we can create this one which I have showed you, that it should update dynamically. So that is what is the thing which we'll do now. Okay, let's take that one. Okay, so now the next topic is live queries. This part is done, completely done. I can search, I can see the results, I can do pagination. Edit, delete, and detail we'll see some other day, tomorrow or Monday. But now we will see the live query, that whenever some user has changed it, then we should how we should use it. When I get this result, so the best thing is to create the live query here, because when user will change the search parameter, I have to create the query again based on his search parameter. So where is the best place to put the live query part? So to put the live query part in the use effect, when I get the record, okay, or even without getting the record, after this part, we can create the live query here. So even if record comes here or it does not come, it comes empty, I should create the live query here. Okay, so I will say here, create a live query. So this will not come in all our projects. I told you, in chat we want it, but in Amazon like we don't want it. I'm putting in this project because I want to show you how live query work. But otherwise, for this project, it is not needed. Whenever you see that user wants to see the updated data, then you can create the live query. If you go with the Facebook, on the wall, we should see the new content which is posted by my friend or anyone, then live query is needed for that wall. So wherever you feel that when user is sitting on a page and he should see the data immediately without refreshing the page, you can create the live query session here. So for that, I will call one function which I will create just now in a bit. So I will say await create live query, something like that. We can name it anything. So I will create the function called as create live query, and I will use that here. Okay, so I have to create the live query here. So I will be putting, I created one process function here. So this is the process function, which is the real function. When user will search something, I want this process function to work. And in this use effect only, since the live query will be called whenever the user changes the search parameter or on the page load, so everything related to live query will go inside this use effect. Okay, so here I will create a function called as create live query. So this is the function which I will be building here now in this one. And this one is the asynchronous function because I will be using await, and I will be using await in this one. So whenever some new record is added in the database, I should show that new record here in this live query. So I need some function to do that one. So I'll just create the dummy function name called as create enter. I will tell you later why I named it as create enter. So this will get one record. This is an arrow function, and this one will be used. I will name it why it will be used. This function will be used when we want to display new record entered in our database. So let's say someone has entered a new record. I should be able to call this create enter so that I can take that record and display it to the user. I also want to create another one. This function, okay, this function will start live query. So this live query will start the live query. I will create another function. This function will update the current record. Let's say someone has edited a record, so I want to see the edited record also. So I'll create another function called as update. It will take the new values. Okay. And if someone deletes the record, I also want to delete it from this page. This function will delete the record. So if someone will delete the record, I should be able to delete from this page without refreshing the page. I will say delete or leave. We will fill this function today or tomorrow, but I just created these three functions. So this is for creation, this is for updation, this is for delete. And here is what we will create the live query. Now I will create the live query like this. So if I create the live query, And if I do some changes in the search one, this live query will be called again multiple times. So if I do one time search, it will be called here once. When I create second time, it will be called second time this one live query. So we have to make sure that when I create second time, when I search second time, so I'm just explaining what I mean. Let me explain you. So when page load, a live query is created. And when user search something, live query is created again, is called again. So what will happen of this one, first one which was created? Let's say this is called A, and second time it is called B. So when I call B and A, so there will be two live queries on the page. And whenever user will create a third record on some other place, that is another user create the record, A and B both will be called because two times live query is called. So in a page you will see A is also called and B is also called because A was created when the page load and B is created when user search something. So there will be two live query on the page which will create problem. So what you have to do when you create live query A, that's fine. When you create B, you have to delete the A part. So here we have to delete the A part. How to delete it, I'll show you, but I'm just explaining you what you have to do. And when user will search again, another thing, another parameter, then live query will be called again. And this time live query is called C. So what we have to do before calling this live query, we have to delete this B because B is already in the page. So delete B part. So just remember this thing before we do live query because sometimes users, students who are new, they don't delete this part and then there will be multiple live query on a page and the page will become slow also and it will cause many other issues. So how to delete it, I will show you later, but let's say we don't have to delete now. Let's do it without deleting first and then we will see how to delete it. So to create the live query, we have to create the subscription. I showed you this subscription. We have to create this subscription. And we want this variable name called as subscription. We can name it anything, this one. But right now I'll name it. I'll create here for the subscription. For live query, create a variable subscription. Since I'm using in the React, it is good to create the state variable or reference variable. State variable will not be very good for this purpose. So I will be creating subscription as a reference variable. Initial value is null. So I created this subscription which I will be using to create the live query. And to update this subscription, we know that subscription.current is the way to update. So I can say subscription.current and I can put anything in that, whatever value I want to assign it to that one. So we have the subscription also in place. Now let's do it here. Okay, let's take this one, live query. So we have this live query here. Since this is asynchronous call, whenever you have asynchronous function, you should always use try catch block. Because whatever error will come, it should go inside this catch block. Okay, so this is the try catch. Now here we will write. So before going further, I have to delete the subscription as I showed you, because I already explained you if I have already A subscription and I'm creating the B1, I should delete the A1. So how to delete it, I will not write down now, but I will do it later. But I'm just putting the comment so that we should know that we have to do this. I'll name it as to do, we have to do it. So let's see how to create the subscription. So it's saying create subscription like this. Okay, so first we have to create the query and then we have to do subscription. So since we have to create the query, it should be similar to what I have here, this one. So it should be similar to this one. Since I have to use the user's location and user's location here, either I can call the same thing here in this create live query, or I can push this part, this one, user's location. I will take this user's location out of this process and I will put here at the top in the use effect. So this part was inside the process. I put it outside so that I can take this user's location inside my live query also or inside my process also. So I move this user's location part outside the process function. Now I can take user's location inside this also, live query. So let's take it now again. I will create this query, new pass query inside my live query. So this is the query which I created. Then I'll take this part and then I'll take this part. I'll also keep this separate in somewhere, but right now just I'll show you here. Then I can move it also to some place, common place. Right now I'm copying this part. Like I move this user location outside the process, I will also move this query outside the process to make it work. That I will do later. Right now I'll just keep query copy. I'll copy the query. Okay, so this is what I added it, but I don't want this skip or limit in the live query, because live query will give me the current result, so we don't need that one. We don't need the skip and limit. So because in live query we get only one record, so we don't need kind of skip or limit in the live query. We don't need with count also in the live query, because live query will give only one record and we don't need the count for that one. Okay, so this is the one. Now we're done with the query part. So we constructed the query. So here in the live query, I will write down construct the query. Okay, so now I have to call this one subscription. So once query is created, once query is constructed, I will say call the subscription. Okay, so subscription is called like this. Let subscription equal to query.subscribe. But in our case, subscription has the variable name here. And to use this subscription, I can say subscription.current. Otherwise, it will not work. Why we are calling .current? Because we have created subscription with the use reference. And to use the use reference variable, we have to always use the current value. We cannot say only subscription. We have to say subscription.current. And it will be the subscribe, whatever we see in the document. So once this is called, I will console.log that subscription created successfully. That once we see, I can say that subscription is created successfully. Let me refresh the page. So these functions I have not used it, so they are saying this warning, but I see the subscription is created successfully. And I can see the value of this also. If I put here the value, I can see what is created in that one. So you will see the subscription is created with this query, which I built the query here. So this is a subscription created. So don't worry about this parameters. This is internal to the pass server. We don't need to understand what is there inside this one. So just now I will just say I don't need to display whatever is there inside that. Now the last part which we will do today, I will not complete this today, but I will show you what things subscription can do. So in the subscription, whenever the new record is created, use below code. So if you want to see what is created in the new record, I will write down the code below, which you can use when the new record is created. Okay, let me show you the document. So this is the open when the subscription is created and open. So this we don't do anything kind of thing. When new record is created, this part is called. This is called. So let's copy this part. So when the new record is created, and instead of subscription, I will say subscription.current. So when the new record is created, we will see the object. The new object will come here. Okay, so this is the one when the new record is created. Let's see the update one. When any record is updated, we will see this here. So whenever a record is updated, we call this one. So instead of subscription, we call the subscription.current. Let's see what is there. When the enter event has occurred. So what is enter? I will explain you in a bit. Enter event. Okay. So this is the enter event. Now what is the enter event? So enter event means let's say you search for Dublin. So in the search criteria, I see the Dublin. Let's say a new record is added or updated. New record is updated, and in that content is Dublin. Since the new record is updated with the content Dublin, it should come here because I search for Dublin. So that means whenever we have search criteria and any record is updated with that search criteria, it should also come here. So that is called the enter. Enter means initially in the search it was not there, but somehow suddenly it comes in the search one parameter. So I should be able to use that one. So we'll see some examples, so it will be more clear for you what exactly enter means. And the leave, similar to enter, whenever user search something Dublin and then that record is updated with not Dublin, it should go away from the list. So we call this as a leave. So we will see some example on that, so you will understand better. So instead of subscription, I will say subscription.current. So object left. And here I will say, so I want to see which object entered, which object left, which object updated. So I'm just putting object also. Next is the delete. If any record is deleted, we call the delete one. So based on your requirement, you can skip any of this or you can use it. So either you can use one, you can use two, or you can use all, or you can skip all, whatever you want to do. I'm showing you all the methods which are available. Then it's up to you, and it's up to you whatever to use. And there is one unsubscribe which we'll see later, not needed now. Okay, let's see now how it works. So what I will do, I will try to show you whether we are inside here or not. Okay, let's check it now. So if I refresh the page, you will see subscription is created successfully. Now let me add it. So as soon as I add the new record, you should see here where you see the subscription created successfully, you should see something that object created. Let's see if we are getting it now. So I created the object, but I cannot see it here. I don't see anything here. Now what is the reason? Though I created the subscription, but then also I don't see object created. As per the explanation which I gave you just now, whenever new record is created, I should be inside this console.log created object, but I don't see that here. The reason for is that I need to do one more change. If you see my parse server, inside parse server I have the index.js file. Inside index.js file, I created this parse server. So we have to do some changes in this API to make that work. Okay, so what change I have to do? I'll just type it here. 1 second, let me. So I will type here whatever changes I have to do in the table. So let me see the document for that, and then I will so to set up the parse server, we need to add in this parse. Okay, so let's see where I have to add. 1 second. No, not this one. Wait, give me 1 minute. Okay, just I'll check the document. Let's go this guide, parse server. In that, I'll go to like queries. Okay, so this is the setup of this parse server. So we have the API in the parse server, and that I have to use like this one, like query. So let me add that. So this is the API parse server. So after this server URL, I'll add like query, and I have to give the class name which will take my subscription. So for this case, this is what is the table name? Table name is testing all. Whatever table name you want to use the live query, you have to add it here. So right now we are adding only one, but in future, as soon as we will do more, I will add table 2, table 3, whatever table we get, I will add it here. So we have to add the table here, then only it will work, otherwise it will not work. And then I have to restart the parse server. So this is a change we have to do. Otherwise, live query will not work. We have to add the live query here, and you have to give the table name in an array with comma separated values. That is element of the array. So once it is started, we'll test it again. So this is the one time you're learning, so it becomes little complicated. But as soon as you will do more and more project on this, this will become a very easy task, and you will enjoy it also because you can build chat application, you can build Facebook call like this, so that data is updated on the page automatically without refreshing the page. I'll be done in 5 minutes. Rest we'll do tomorrow. Only thing, this should work, and then we'll see tomorrow. So still starting the things. Okay, so this is started. Now I will try to create the object. It should come here. If I update it, it should come here. If I use the enter, it should come here. If I leave, it should come here. If I delete, I should come here. So that is the idea. So I'll refresh this again. Okay, now subscription created successfully. Now I'll try to add it. So as soon as I will add, you will see here some changes should come here. So as soon as this record is created, you will see I get it here that object is created. So once this object is created, you can see also the data which is created. Without refreshing the page, I got this information. I can see the content is this one. Content and everything is coming correctly. And once I get this content, I can display it on the page anywhere I want it, which I will do tomorrow. I just want to show that something is happening here. Now we'll try to update it and see how this console.log works. So I'll directly update it here. Since I don't have the edit page, I will update here directly in the table. Okay, let's do it here. Okay, so I'll update one of the record. Let's update this Livermore record. Let me refresh the page and then we'll see. Okay, let me edit it. So this is the content. So I can say content Livermore 2. Okay, and I'll leave it. As soon as I left it, you will see object updated is coming. So if Livermore is there, and if I get the new object, I can take this content, and if you see Livermore is now with the updated content 2. But on the page, I see the old one. So as soon as I get this updated one, I can replace this one with the new data which is appearing here. Let's try to search something. For example, I search Dublin. So now only one record is having Dublin. Let's try to add this Dublin in another one also. So for example, in this test one, I will add Dublin. So previously in the search for Dublin, and only one record was having Dublin. Now I will add Dublin in another record. As soon as I added the Dublin in another record, you will see, since I updated, you will see object updated also. And since this Dublin was not in the search before, and it came now, so I got entered also. Entered means that in the search parameter, previously it was not there, and now it came into the search parameter. So that's the reason I'm getting entered here. Let's try to remove this Dublin again. So it should go away from the entered one. So it will go away from the search one. So we will see object left. So now updated also you see and object left, because search parameter was initially saying Dublin. Now search parameter is saying Dublin is not there. So object also left from this search parameter. And we also see updated also. So if Dublin is there, I can update with the new data, whichever is there. And I also can use the left one. So using these two, I can change the looks of this content. Let's delete one record. So for example, I'll delete this one. Let me empty this. So now what I'll do, I will delete one of the record. I'll delete this record. So as soon as I delete this record, you will see here something is happening. So as soon as I click delete, you will see object deleted. So if some data is here, which I deleted it, I can delete it from this looks also. Right now I'm doing only console.log. Tomorrow I will do it on the page tomorrow I'll do action on the page, so that once deleted, I should remove the record from this page also. So just I showed you with different event, we get the different results in the console.log now, because we have only added the console.log. We have not taken any real action on the data. So tomorrow what I will do, when someone is deleted, I will really delete that object from the page, and user will see that that record is deleted on the page. And when something is created, we will add it. Something is updated, we will update it. Something is entered after the search, we will enter it. And something is left, we will delete that row from the UI. So this is what we will do tomorrow. So this is all about the live query, and this is very useful tool, because when we will build a chat application, this will be very helpful. So all chat application will be worked based on the live query. But if we want to do something like Amazon, we don't need this live query, because Amazon products, user can search different product different time, and we don't want to put the extra load on that one. But for the chat, we definitely need this live query. So that's all for today.